So from mount, we're going to do the cross choke and then go into a transition from there. So what we want when we put our hand in, usually when we do cross choke from a full guard type situation, you usually want to go all the way around the back like this to get a good grip like that, to have your wrist up against the neck. But in this case, what we're doing is we're just using the mat as a backstop for his head. So we want to come down here, put it into the mat right there, but have our wrist up against his neck. Whenever we do that, our base is compromised that way for a roll, because we don't have our base for our arm. So we want to shoot the opposite hook in. And normally they'll defend from here, so we're just going to ride this out for a moment as he defends. And when we get the chance, we're going to come up this side, come up. We're taking this arm and we're bringing it across the neck for two things. One, to get his chin up, so if it's down, we're going to move it to the other side. And secondly, to move his head into our pin over here. So we don't want to keep his head there and have this space. So in the process of moving, his head's probably going to move. So we're going to move his chin and we're going to take his head and neck back into our other post. I'm going to take this grip right there. And with our elbows, what we want to do is bring it in and down onto his chest to make him feel some pressure. So once we get in here, we want to take as his head raises up a little bit, that's the pressure you want. You don't want to be pushing down into the mat. You want to bring everything in, bring your head down to the mat like that, and finish. And it should finish before you get to the mat, but if you do, you're using your head as a post. So that way if he starts bumping around, you at least can use your feet and your head. Move it, move it, move it. And then once you get here, if it's not working, you just want to make sure that your wrists are in the right position. You don't want to turn it out so it's flat. You want it in here and pushing in like that. And you don't want to pull your elbows out, because you'll see the motion that it does here. It pretty much chokes the back of his neck, which won't happen. That's why you bring everything in like that. Now, normally when you go for something like this, they'll try to stop that, especially they know your elbow is coming down, so they like to kind of push in or bring it around, that kind of stuff. Anytime you have the lapel grip here and an arm in here, you always have the opportunity to go for an armbar. So even if he moves up to the side, we're going to put our leg up behind. Now we have his arm trapped here. So you can go for any style armbar, whether if you want to, you can swing it around and go for and lay back, which I don't usually do. Usually bring him up, go to an S mount like that. Now we have our arm bars. You can come over his head, finish it up here. You can lay back if you want to do this, bring it in, finish it here. But you always have that arm in here. And all the stuff that we went over last week will be available as well.